but direction will be taken from him and instructions. If the convoy drives from here up to the entrance of Fosloras, then he can take it from there, my lord, as the court pleases.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Normal.
Morning, madam.
Morning.
Thank you. I have no instructions. I have no instructions. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, Ms. Mshara.
As the court pleases, my lord, I have no instructions from accused number 5.
Yes, your state, what's your view?
As a court case, my lord, if I can just maybe briefly start with the provisions of the law regarding the holding of an inspection in document. This is provided for in section 169 of the Criminal Procedure Act, 51 of 1977. It allows a court to visit a place or examine an object relevant to a case to better understand the evidence presented. And this is a valuable tool for courts to gain first-hand insight and clarify facts in dispute, particularly when physical evidence cannot easily be brought to the courtroom. And the purpose and procedure, maybe I'll just wait for the accused to come to the box. May I start all over?
Yeah, please.
My lord, the procedure that we're about to embark upon, namely inspection in loco, is provided for in section 169 of the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977. It allows a court to visit a place or examine an object relevant to a case to better understand the evidence presented. This is a valuable tool for courts to gain first-hand insight and clarify facts in dispute, particularly when physical evidence cannot easily be brought to the courtroom. And the purpose and procedure. The primary purpose of an inspection in loco is to help the court to understand the evidence, including oral testimony and real evidence presented during the trial. It allows the court to observe the scene or object firsthand, potentially resolving conflicting accounts or interpretation of the evidence. Now, the next observation, my lord, is as to what happens at the inspection in loco. Says the court should meticulously record its observations during the inspection, allowing both parties to comment on them. This is now the state and the defense. Says further, the inspection is a supplementary tool and should not replace the need for proper evidence gathering and presentation. And another observation, important observation, my lord, is that the court's observations during the inspection becomes part of the report and are crucial for a fair and transparent process. And the other observation is equally important, my lord. That is access and limitations. Inspections are typically conducted at the scene of the incident or where the relevant object is located. The court may be accompanied by parties to the case, witnesses, and relevant experts to ensure proper understanding. And the court's observation should be interpreted in light of the evidence presented and the arguments made by both sides. That, in short, my lord, is
Yeah.
the purpose of today's exercise.
Okay. Yeah, let Mr. Jonas apprise the gentlemen of what has transpired before they came in.
Ngaphambi kokuthi ningeneke inkantolo isinikeze ithuba kubameli kanye nomshushisi ukuthi bashoke ukuthi sihlangene ngani namuhla usukumileke uadvocate Mnisi wathi nanjengoba ke esho noma ashilo umnumzana Sibiya phambi kwale nkantolo ukuthi ke kunendawo ethizeni la athathwa amishwa kuyona ke la ashaywa khona sikhuluma ngamalanga amabili ke la i-30 zika May kanye ne-5 zika June ukuthi ke kunesport esithize ke manje ke sicela ukuthi ke sihambe kuhanjwe ke kuleyo ndawo la ekuzoba kuyena ke umnumzana Sibiya ke ozosho ke ukuthi ke yila engashayelwa khona wakusho ke nokuthi akanaso isiqinisekiso sokuthi ke ukusuka la ePitoli ukuya kuleyo ndawo umnumzana Sibiya uba kusimo yini so noma uzokwazi yini ukuthi ke asho ke ukuthi akhanjwe kanjani noma ke kusuke lana kuhanjwe kuyiwe la ekungenwa khona noma ke phecelezi ke entrance yakhona eFosloras bese ke ukusuka lapho kuyiwe ke kuleyo ndawo leyo ekula khona ke umnumzana uSibiya ezosho khona ke ezoyikhomba ke indawo le akhuluma ngayo ukushilo ukuthi khona ke kusafanele akazuleke noma ke akhulumisana naye ke umnumzana uSibiya ukuthi nje kucace ukuthi ke uzokwazi yini ukuthi ke akhombise noma ke akhombe indlela usukumile ke baba uDamusipile ezama ukuthi alekeleleke yena ke baba uMnisi ngokuthi ke okokuqala umnumzana uSibiya washo ukuthi wasuswa eValeria wahanjiswa waya eAlbertine bese kusuka lapho ke la ekwayiwa kuleyo ndawo le athi yona ashayela kuyona sikhuluma ngazo i-5 zikaJune bese kuthi nge-30 wasuka ke ethembisa ukuya eFosloras umntwana nomali uthe akukho yena ke angakusho lodaba naye ke uadvocate Mshololo bese sukumake uadvocate uBaloyi echazela manje inkantolo nomuntu wonke ukuthi ke ukhona ke umthetho omayelana ke nalo daba lolu obhekene ngalo namuhla waseke shoke ukuthi ke usection 169 ka51 kuya no1977 ivumela ke inkantolo ukuthi ke iye kuleyo ndawo leyo ekukhulunywa ngayo ukuthi ke ikuzwisise kahle ubufakazi uma kuwukuthi ke ukhona la ekungaziwana khona noma ke ekhiliswana khona ke futhi ke lokho kuhambisana nalo icala uma kukhona ke ekuphikiswana ngako ukuxazulula lokho ke ukufanele kuyiweke kwenziwe lokho kubizwa ukuthi phecelezi ke iyona ke inspection ikakhulukazi ke uma kuwukuthi ke ubufakazi lokho akusuka ubufakazi obungakwazi ukuthi ke kuze phambi kwenkantolo inkantolo ibone nokuthi futhi ke kuxazululeke ubufakazi lobo nokuthi konke uma sekufika lapho phambili ke konke okubonwayo noma uma kukhonjwa ke kufanele kubhalwe phansi yonke into futhi ke nokuthi ke inkantolo ivumeleke ishushisi kanye futhi nabameli uma kukhona abafisa ukusho ubanikeze lelo thuba lelo ukuthi bakushoke naloko inkantolo ebonayo lapha yana kuyona ke inspection kufanele nabo kube yingxenye yobufakazi obukhambi kwayo inkantolo nokuthi le mthetho uyashoka ukuthi obaniki abavumelekile ukuthi bahambe noma baye kuyona ke inspection yilabo abayingxenye yalo ke icala lelo eliqhubekayo phambi kwenkantolo nokuthi futhi okwenzekayo khona lapho kufanele kuhunyushwe noma ke kuxoliwe.
Yeah. Procedurally, the state and the defense, I'm only aware of 2 witnesses, unless you say there are others, the Brigadier Keninda and Mr. Sibiya, because the incident, yes, I understand the evidence apparently affects only them. I know that initially before Keninda, Brigadier, came onto the scene, it was Mokhane who was there. Are you going to pursue it? Mokhola, sorry. Are you going to pursue it? You must tell me how you want to pursue it. How many witnesses is Nanda with?
She will be there as well.
She will be there.
If the court gives its blessing, yes.
Yeah, because it's now 2 incidences. When we adjourned, it was apparently 1, you remember? But today they say it's 2 incidences. The first one is the 5th of June, and the other one is the 30th of It's the other way, actually.
Yes.
The 30th of May
Yes.
and the 5th of June.
But it's the same spot.
Yeah, fine. But the actors, are they the same?
Well, I think they'll have to clarify that. But as far as I'm concerned, in essence, yes. The participants will be the same. But as I say, subject to confirmation.
Okay, fine. Yes, Mr. Mnisi. Your witnesses.
As it is a
Yeah.
court, my lord, it will only be Mr. Sibia.
Mr. Sriya.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
inkantolo iphazulula udaba lofakazi ukuthi-ke nanjengakhulunyiwe ngofakazi usiyaphendula-ke advocate umyesi ukuthi cha kuzoba umnumzane Sibiya noma kambe uyena-ke ozoba ufakazi ozosho noma ozokhomba.
Any other thing arising from what you've just said? You want to place on record?
As it is a
Issue.
court, my lord, I don't have anything. I would have requested the intelligence to approach.
Yeah,
Mr.
you said you
Sibia
wanted to
on the process.
approach your client. You can do so.
Thank you. Thank you for the indulgence, my lord. Mr. Sivia says from here we need to take the R21 to the airport. I think it's R21 north, and then from the airport, and then from the R21 we are going to join N12. From N12, then we will be joining the N3. And then we'll be driving up until we see the Fosslores off-ramp, and then we get into the Fosslores township. From Fosslores, as we drive into the Fosslores township, he says he would then start to give direction to the people who will be with him in the car. But in a sense, he is saying we need to drive to that gold spot shopping complex, but particularly the municipal offices, the municipality offices at that shopping complex. And then from there, we need to stop, and then he will walk us to exactly the spot where he says he was assaulted.
Yeah, okay. Except that the security details of how we get there will be conducted by the security complement, because those arrangements have already been made. Am I correct, Mr. Baloi? Yes. How we get there, maybe they're going to give us a helicopter, I don't know. Yeah, so can they adjourn a bit, and then we have the security guys coming in? To come in. Can you explain to the gentleman that for security reasons they must adjourn, and then the security complement will come and brief the court how we get there and what we're going to do and how we're going to travel.
ukuthi sizohamba kanjani kuyofika khona lapha yale ndawo sikhuluma ngayo nangokushilo ukuthi usuka la sohamba ngo-R21 ku-N12 ku-N3 bese siyongena-ke Fosslores off-ramp bese siyangena-ke elokishini khona ukusuka lapho usuzosho-ke wena ukuthi uhambe kanjani. Inkantolo ithi-ke okuzokwenzeka-ke manje ukuthi-ke senizothathwa kumnake bese niyahanjiswa yezansi bese kuthi laba-ke okuyibona abazohola-ke noma bazosho ukuthi kuzohanjwa kanjani bazobe sebengena-ke ngaphakathi enkantolo sebetshela inkantolo-ke ukuthi-ke kuzohanjwa kanjani ukuthi kuyofikwa-ke khona lapho. Kodwa manje-ke okuzokwenzeka-ke ukuthi bazohamba nani banise ezansi ngaphambi kokuthi bangene-ke lapho kufanele ukuthi bangene bazotshela inkantolo. Siyabonga.
Well, so maybe just before I join, maybe clarity as to whether the media is allowed to accompany the court.
What is your submission?
Well, this is largely the request of the defense, so I think we need to be guided by them. We don't really have an objection on our side.
Yes.
I think it's a call that must be made by the
Yes, Mr. Nisi, what should we do about the media?
Thank you, Madam. Insofar as the security briefing is concerned, I'm of the view that it should only be the court personnel.
It should only be?
The court personnel. In other words, the court himself, members of the court, which are the defense team, probably the security cluster, to the exclusion of the media house. When, insofar as them being at the place of the inspection in loco, that would be their own taking. But for purposes of the security briefing, I'm of the view that they should excuse us. Thank you.
Yeah, let's hear the media's view.
Good morning, my lord. I'm Crisalda Lewis from SABC Television News. We just briefed our colleagues just a few moments ago due to the sensitivities of the briefing which you will receive relating to the security measures that all cameras will be switched off now.
That's okay, fine.
Thank you, my lord.
But the court can't disbar the media from attending the court as it sits at Fort Luras. Am I correct, sir?
Yes, indeed, my lord.
Yeah. How they get there, but when they are there, they are accredited. You remember the order we made on the 7th of July, 2023, is it? You've forgotten?
Yes, no, these days it forms part of the record. It's actually an exhibit, an addendum to the.
Yeah, quite.
The only request.
Yeah, at this stage, the media should excuse us. Okay, fine.
uyacloser. As I left. I imagine. Yeah, for the chance we can come to where left. Yeah, you can come.
Not even on.
Fine.
Hello, okay. Yeah. There's a voice note I was trying to send to someone. I'm feeling my head. See, I'm an 11. No. Why does it sound like that? What am I doing?
Yeah.
Yes?
No, right, so when's
Yes. Who is doing it though? Not even on the flat. Now I am. That sounds.
Okay, after the truck has been left.
Uyababona yini?
Bayazansi. Bengingayawenza phambili.
No, ngiyasho thina emsebenzini.
Oh no. Sezantsi.
Northwest. Stubborn. Say offline. We are screwed. Charger yakho, and I'm gonna have I'm close that from now. Oh, so many missed calls. Sakafona. There's a space there, can I go?
Yeah, you can go.
Makangeke nginele la.
wait.
Heini, where you can see a shot. Can you see a shot? Fuck's sake.
You can't be moving around like this. Touching the Hey, you lost. No, wait, they will. Okay,
You can see. There's that key, you can see.
Yes. All right, so what we're witnessing at this point is the accused have been brought here to this first location, of course, where accused number one, Muzi Sibila, does claim that he was assaulted by police. You'd recall on the days, which is the 30th of May 2020, as well as the 5th of June 2020. You'd recall, of course, that some of the accusations that he made against police was that he was also forced to sign. He was also forced to sign a confession and coerced into signing a prepared statement. Going forward. I don't, you didn't even get a shot in China Loom to Kumala Pan. Same thing. Phone number kabani? Let's just make sure. Awuna inamba kashatu. Ekaronewa.
Mnisi first mentioned the issue of a possibility of an inspection in local in June, saying if he's unable to give a perfect description, and this process would be necessary in order for them to explain properly to the court where this place is. So we got to a point where, after the evidence of Brigadier
On the day that the legislature made that confession. Let's take a listen to what he said.
Will be appointed as
njengemuva kwale building le
ingani ukuthi
ngithuma nje zihlukaniswa yini le indawo okay
kodwa indawo enjani
okay.
Can I clarify le information is confidential la ikhuluma njengamanje ayika place on this
Arrives because bank blockade the pay. I'll tell you what to do.
The area within the Golden Spots, and then want to ask him if he's now in a position to show where the alleged assault on him on the 30th of May and also on the 5th of June took place. The spot where the alleged assault took place, yes. And then he said, no, he will be able to point to the area, and as he was pointing, we realized that he was pointing to this direction. And then he also undertook to walk us to exactly the spot where the alleged assault took place. Okay. He has been showing the team of the defense around here, but for court purposes, I think it would be best for him to show exactly where the assault took place and the motor vehicle that accompanied him, or that way involved on that day, were also packed. We'll start with the date of the 30th so that we do not conflate issues. The 30th of May, when they were from Fosnore, that is the day on which they were been arrested, when they were from Tembisa. Exactly where the assault took place. I wonder if this can be interpreted.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Swear, kanye futhi ke nabanye uyasho ke advocate umnisi ukuthi le ndawo ke ibizwa ngokuthi i-Golden Spot bese kunanye ke ngale yayo ke la abakhulumisene nawe khona ke uthe manje ukhulumisana ke kwanala ukhomba khona ke ingakho sesifike khona lana ke ukukhuluma futhi babameli kanye nawe kumuntu nendawo ke ukuyikhomba khomba kodwa ke uzocela ke yena besho nje kodwa kuzocela wena ukuthi kube uwena umuntu ke le ndawo ubuzisho khona ke abameli ukuthi ke uyikhombe kanye futhi ke nemoto ubatshelile nangemoto kwakuyingxenye futhi yethimba lelo elalikhona ngalelo langa.
With the name of court, I would therefore request Mr. Swear to point where this whole incident happened. I've been informed by the state manor that apparently there's a gentleman who's a photographer. We've agreed that we don't have an objection that he takes photograph of him as he pointed.
Is he a policeman?
Yeah, he's a photographer.
Is he a policeman?
Yes, he is.
He's a draftsman. Yes. It's from the police services.
Yeah, fine. If it's an officer, fine.
Isecela advocate umnisi ukuthi ngokuvunyelwa inkantolo kube uyaqala ke ukhomba sikhona ke nesicelo ukuthi ke ukhona umhlobo weyithombe wasemaphoyiseni kuye bavumeleneke ukuthi ke angaqhubeka ngokuthula ithombe usebenzela amaphoyisa.
Mr. Spear, you then requested, the court has given you permission to go and point where you were taken out of the motor vehicle, the point where the interview or the interrogation took place, but we're going to start exactly with the date of the 30th of May. Do you understand?
Sizoqala ke noma uzocela ke ngoba inkantolo sivumileke ukuthi ke ukhombe la owaphishwa khona ke emotweni kwase kukhulunyiswana ke nawe sizoqala ke ngalo ilanga la nge-30 zikaMeyi. So
savela ngala imoto zangena la
we appeared from this side. The cars drove in here. This is where the vehicles parked. Where? It's pointing. The vehicles parked here. I think there were 7.
Sorry, the judge can see what's going on. Thank you.
They made me to sit down here. I was cuffed like this. I was seated like this. When I was seated like this is where they would put on the plastic, and I ended up laying down.
So emva kwesikhathi ngasekuvela owavelayo so lo baba lo ngithi mina ngagcina ngilo ngazigcineni uGininda so ye washo uma ngigcina ngibona sengibona sekukhona yena la so ba shift abamela lapha ngasemotweni baba meeting yabo
And then
seyabuya sezokhuluma la.
This particular gentleman who I later on got to know as Gininda then appeared. They then moved towards the vehicle. They held a meeting over there.
Now, this area where we are, will you be able to tell the court what place is this? The name of this place.
Indawo lena esikuyona manje ungakhona yini ukuthi uyitshele inkantolo ukuthi yini igama la le ndawo?
So thina sazi ukuthi indawo eseGosport indawo kamasipala le.
We know it to be the gold spot belonging to the municipality.
From where we are, where's the police station?
Kundawo esikuyona njengamanje ipolice station kuphi nendawo?
Police station la ngemuva.
The police station is right at the back. As I'm seated facing that direction, the police station is behind me.
Are you familiar with this place?
Uyayazi le ndawo le?
Ngangakaze ngize ngene la ngaphakathi bengiyazi nje ngokwendlula la ngaphandle estradini.
I've never
so ngaqala ungena ngalela la.
Oh sorry, I never entered the premises. I would just pass over there, but on that day was my first time entering these premises.
So what are you then saying? Are you familiar with the surrounding here except for the fact that you never got in here?
Ngaphandle kokuthi ungakaze ungene lana kodwa indawo yona lena indawo uyayazi. I'm familiar with the place, the surroundings. Sebo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Now,
sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That was now where he said he was interrogated. Sorry.
From my understanding, this fencing, was it still here? Can you see the fencing?
Nanjengoba kuvaliwe ke lana kubiyelwe kwakukhona la ngaleso sikhathi.
Lokubili.
Yes.
Kwakukhona.
Yes my lord.
Were the cars coming in and out?
Ingaba imoto zayingena iphuma?
Lezabe ngahamba lapho.
Specifically the cars I was traveling in.
No, any car.
Nah, akhulunywa ngazo noma yiphi.
Ngaze ngiyibona.
I never saw them. And during that time it was a lockdown.
Okay. Now, Mr. Sivia, that was the incident that took place on the 30th of May, not so?
Manje ke leso isigameko esenzeka nge-30 zikaMeyi ngithi.
Yeah.
Yes.
As you had done with what happened on the 30th, can you please also take us through what happened in the demonstration that you did about the 5th of June 2020? Yes.
nanjengoba uqeda ke ukhombisa ukuthi kwenzekani ngey30 ungakhombisa ukuthi kwenzekani ke ngalendlela oqeda ukutshengisa ngayo manje ke ngey5 zika June.
Now, just to check your memory, the date of the 5th is the date on which you ended up having had to go and do an alleged pointing out before Lieutenant Colonel Khatebe. Do you still remember that?
Uma ngingakhumbuza ke idate yange5 ile date ke bathi ke yona ke wahamba wayokhomba ngayo ke phambi kwakhe uKolonel Khatebe.
Yeah, now remember on the day you were driven direct from Pretoria, from Valeria, as you remember.
Ukhumbuleke ngalelo langa lelo baza nawo ke nibuya ePretoria eValeria.
Yeah, then upon arrival here, how did the car go into the premises, if this is the place that we're talking about on the incident of the 5th stuff?
Uma kuukuthi ke iyona indawo le esikhuluma ngayo isigameko sange5 zika June, ima ingena ke imoto noma imoto zangena kanjani uma kuukuthi iyona indawo le yange5 zika June?
Yeah, iyo le.
Yes, it is the premises.
Zangena futhi khona lapha zazongena la. So zama khona la futhi.
They once again entered right there, came in through there, and they entered the premises, and once again they were parked over there. And then they made...
noma ngeke ngize ngithi kule point lele ngimkulo la. Sasikhona khona la.
Okay. I was then made to alight the vehicle, and I was placed here, although I cannot say precisely that it was this specific place, but this is where I was placed.
Okay, you can then start to demonstrate exactly as you did with what happened on the 30th.
Yeah,
with regard to what happened on the 5th. As we were taken out of the motor vehicle, how we made to sit down and stuff like that.
Ngendlela oqeda ukutshengisa ngayo usungaphinda ke utshengiseke namanje ukuthi ngey5 kwenzeka kanjani.
Uphinde ngeprogram. Ngangilokho ngibele ngiboshe kanje. Angaboshiwe nyaweni. So noma ngeke ngithi la engangihleli khona ngalela la. So nakhona ngisho so ngifasiwe. So ngangihlala so lesikhathi babeqala ngaso kwenzani ukufaka iplastic bese beyangishaya.
I was at all times handcuffed, but my feet were not ironed, or there were no leg irons in my feet. And then I was made to sit like this, and as I indicated, handcuffed. And then it was at that time when they then started to put plastic over me and started to assault me. Yeah.
Then the assault went on then after that.
Emuva kokuthi ushayiwe ke.
So mabeqeda ukungishaya saye sahamba saye Albertine.
After the assault, we then left and went to Albertine.
Sorry, I agree that with the fact that they building this. Yeah, so there it is. We are from there.
Yes.
Across, there's a fire brigade.
And the lights, Judge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Judge. My suggestion
I was
was
not aware that there's a fire brigade building there.
But Judge, my suggestion was, since the photographer is here for orientation purposes, if they can take photos around for
Yes,
our
yes.
orientation, because writing notes also they will be accurate.
Yes.
Understand? The building,
The
parking,
photographer.
yes, the fences.
Yeah,
around
may I
to
take
show.
photos from that end,
Yeah.
showing the precinct. I think there are also, I don't know what this
Yes.
building is, whether it's offices or what.
Must I take it with people
Yes.
around?
Yes. Yeah. And just the precincts, the lighting, the lights outside.
Umthebo uyacela ukuthi athathe ithombe ke zayo indawo lena kanye futhi nawo ke ama lights la.
maybe as the photographer is preparing to take his photos, I think we need to give Sispia a space and be here, alone, so that when the photos come, it's perfectly clear.
Quite some time. It's been quite a number of years that it's been, sitting in court. So they get to step out, but not in a setting like this. It is, in fact, one of those rare occasions where they get to step out in such a fashion. But of course, when you look at things like the dress code, these are things that they're allowed to do. Obviously, you wouldn't see an accused person coming to court in overall, so they're allowed to dress in civilian clothing, and that's primarily at the heart of what our constitution says: presumed innocent until proven otherwise. So obviously, when they come to court, they come dressed in civilian clothing. But of course, like you indicate, this is one of those rare occasions, and it's one of a few, in fact, the only time that this court has stepped out of the Pretoria High Court to observe the area and what a particular area looks like. So it is quite an important process, but also one of the first. So obviously it will be treated and given the kind of attention it deserves, but also the kind of the level of security to ensure that the safety measures, all the safety measures, are taken into consideration. Let's take a listen in, because it looks like there is some engagement taking place.
Can you not suit them on the camera? These guys, they are scared they will be in trouble. That's one.
Okay, so we're told that we shouldn't be putting the officials that are engaging the lawyers on screen. Obviously, they don't want their identities revealed as they engage the court. So quite a lot to navigate as we look at what is happening and this particular process unfolds.
This whole place. Are we through here? What was this? But could it still be accessed? Yeah, that's what the justice. Just repeat that.
No, I think for Mr. Sylvia's demonstration, that will be it. Yeah. Remember, this is his version. Yeah, this is his version.
Yeah, but they say...
I think this should be Fandiren. Where's Brigadier?
Karimare.
Yeah.
And this is Fandiren. This one is Fandiren.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Stephen.
Aerial photograph. Yeah, according to the Spearman Street.
According to the aerial photographs,
yeah.
He notes it was marked Spearman. This is the
Yeah.
main street. And this one? This is the entrance to the municipality.
Yeah, it's just an entrance.
But this gentleman says they do close this part. And they closed only one. This side, because there, the traffic cops, it was always open. That's the same. And the brigade was open. So what was structured here? Just in municipality.
We just closed because of the
They let Daniel fine. So the traffic department was open. The EMPD. Are you through here?
Yeah, it looks like we're through.
Now, Mrs. Bia says, how did you get that side?
Yeah, we just thought maybe we should also go and check out the police station.
Yeah, fine.
What was the question?
Yeah, the judge asks us to what does Mr. Sevilla say? How did he get? I didn't get the judge.
Yeah, he says, how did you get the site?
No, Mr. Sevilla says
He was never taken the site.
no, he
Okay,
was
fine.
never taken the
Okay,
site.
fine.
Yeah, everything happens here.
On the 30th.
Oh, on the 30th and the 5th.
The 30th and the 5th, everything happened here.
Yes. We're not really here where we're standing, but there where he was demonstrating.
Yeah, no, everything happened here, on the 2 occasions.
Yes.
I want to see the secluded place where you was assaulted at. You must find that.
All right, so the judge there asking, if he was ever taken to the police station, and if ever he was, how then did, he get there? But you hear then Advocate Charles Mnisi indicating that his version is that he was never taken to the police station. Everything happened here, and despite obviously Moses Sevilla having indicated where he was assaulted, the judge still asking, take me to the place, the secluded place where he says he was assaulted. So you would have heard there, some engagements taking place, including with Brigadier Bongani Gininda, who's obviously a part of this process, indicating and being asked as to the the name of the street, or the main street where it all happened. So you see that Jamas engaging the accused, trying to interpret and inform them of what was happening when that particular engagement that we just saw take place, Stephen. Yeah, absolutely, Stephen. And like I indicated earlier on, the issue of security is one that was quite important. And, during proceedings, it was said that this process should be, in fact, the last resort, because the court was informed that they had the benefit of the photographs which give an aerial view of this particular place. You'd recall that just before Brigadier Bongani Gininda wrapped up his testimony, those pictures were being led in court, which were an alternative, something that other defense lawyers were also willing to explore. You would have heard the submissions by Sipora Msipule, for example, indicating that perhaps even the issue of pictures could be explored, but Advocate Mnisi insisting that he's unable to explain where this place is and where everything unfolded. So it was important for this particular process to take place. Let's take a listen.
It's for us to come and debate it. He's saying he was never taken that side. Because everything happened here, on both days. That's what you say?
Yes.
Yes. And he says the police station is just behind, so I think we just need to go and check where the police station is.
But I think the judge wanted to find, said he wants Mr. Sevilla to show where that certain is. I don't know whether he must show or he must say why he says this place is secluded. I don't know. We need to get clarification. Whether he needs to show where that secluded area is, or why does he say the spot that he has pointed now, he referred to it as a secluded area.
Yeah, if you can show us, show us.
Thank you. Mr. Now, the judge says now we have demonstrated where the incident of the 30th and the 5th of May took place. So, as we've seen.
Usukhombeleke lokho kwenzeka nge-30 kanye nange-5 kaJune. 20 May ne-5 kaJune, yes.
Now you recall when we presented this evidence through me, I said you're taken to some sort of a secluded spot where this alleged assault took place. Do you still remember that?
Uzokhumbula ke uma ngabe kuvela ke lokhu kushiwo ke lokho ukusho ngami ke ukuthi kunale ndawo ethizeni noma indawo nje eyimele eseceleni owathathwa kanjiswa la kwenzeka khona lokho. Yes.
And now the court the court wants to make a clarification as to why do you refer this area as a secluded area?
Manje ke inkantolo ifuna ke uchazela ukuthi kuzocaca ke lokhu ukuthi kungani uma ukhuluma ngale ndawo ke ukhuluma ngendawo nje eyimele indawo iseceleni eyodwa.
Why do you say this or you regard this as a secluded?
Noma ukuthi uyibone kanjalo ukuthi indawo nje eseceleni.
So ngoba ngithi mina indawo eseceleni le esithekile. So uGininda bekhomba ngale police station ethi yena sasisendaweni efulelekile police station. So mina ngitshela umnisi le ndawo le ayifulelekile. Ayibonakala ukuthi ungabona into ele umuntu ongale uma kuma imoto la akwazi ukubona ngala.
The reason why I pointed out or referred to this place as being a secluded place is because Brigadier Gininda pointed to the other side where the police station is and said that's where it happened. So I refer to this place because for someone who is up there and there are vehicles parked there, that person won't be able to see what is happening here.
Was it when it's secluded or obscure?
Oh yeah.
Zamagama ukuthi ke indawo eseceleni noma ke indawo esithekile.
In other words, when I put your version to the state witnesses, I use these words interchangeably. Some spot I would say it looked like a secluded area or an obscured spot.
Uma bengikusho ke lokho kofakazi ke bombuso bengisebenzisa lamagama akhe amabili ngithi indawo eseceleni noma ke indawo nje esithekile.
Yona indawo esithekile vele ngoba umuntu ole akaboni makuma imoto la ngakusithekile vele isikhathi mayembike ngaphi imoto zingathi umuntu ondlula lapha wayengaboni ngoba la kwangahambi imoto la kwangekho lutho.
It is indeed an obscure place because for someone who is walking up there and there are vehicles parked here, that person won't be able to see anything happening here, and there were no people that were moving here. It was only vehicles here.
Thank you. I think. Are you? Is there anything that you wish to add to this speaker?
Ukhona okunye uloko sekwenzekile ke sesikwenzile lana ukhona okunye ofisa ukuthi ukusho. No, I don't think there is. If we were to add, maybe we can add that in court.
Are you satisfied with what transparency?
Wenemeke iloko kwenzekile la.
Ngendlela makuthi size sazobona la engashayelwa khona.
Yes, I am now fine. For us to have come here at the very same spot where I was assaulted, I'm okay. Who was assaulting you?
Wayekhona nomhula namaphoyisa ama traffic copper.
Nomhula was there, traffic officers.
No Mapumulo.
The likes of Mapumulo.
No Subat Swashon. No Namane Babeko.
The one that is now late, Namane, and the others that I cannot remember.
No, thanks. That will be all from our side. When I say from our side, I mean Mr. Sirius side.
Akumina ke naye umntwana sibuye ngizothi ke uphelele lapha siqedile.
Indicated that the police officers who had been present on the day.
All right, so those were the explanations that Moses Sibia was giving them to the court. Let's listen, and there's still more questions.
That is now a clarification point from the court. The court says approximately how many people were involved. Let's start with the date of the 30th. How many guys or police who assaulted you or were involved in the alleged assault on the 30th?
Asiqale ke ngazo i-30 inkantolo ifuna ke ukuthi kucaceke lokhu ukuthi babe kangaki siqale ngazo i-30 babe bangaki ababe yingxenye yokushaywa kwabo nge-30 sikaMeyi.
Amaphoyisa oke ayikhona nje ayengishaya ngoba ngeke ngize ngithi ubani wayengishaya ngoba ngangivalekela ngangizwa nje ngeke ngikwazi ukuthi ngathi ubani wayengishaya ubani wayengangishaya ubani kodwa nje amaphoyisa oke ayikhona ngangizwa ngenduku.
All the police officers that were present were assaulting me. I cannot be specific and say so and so was assaulting, so and so was not assaulting, but because my face was covered, so all the police were participating in the assault.
Yeah, no, that we understand, Swear, but the question is if you can put a number on the police who were here. Maybe there were 2, there were 3, there were 4, and we're not saying that you must give us an exact number. It's just an estimation. If you're still able to recall.
Noma kungaba nje uqagela ungasikezi nje uthi cha babethe uma noma ungaqagela nje ukuthi babe bangaki ababe khona ngalelo langa lelo.
Plus or minus 14.
That's minus 14.
Amaphoyisa.
Police officers.
Nabalo bonke nje bebonke laba begqoke private begqoke uniform mangibahlanganisa.
All inclusive, if I include all of them, those that were wearing uniform and those that were in civilian clothing.
And that will also include the Metropolis from everywhere.
I'm including all of them.
Yeah, that is now on the 5th. I mean on the 30th. And then on the 5th of June 2020, the same exercise.
No, nge-5 babethe ukwehla noma ngasakhumbuli nani lapho bayona kodwa babenge baningi njengaleli langa leli babe kwakuthi 30.
On the 5th, the number had gone down. Although I cannot be specific and say how many of them were there, but the number was not the same as on the 30th. The number was less.
10 plus or minus.
Maybe 10 plus or minus.
Thank you, folks. That's it.
That is Advocate Nisi there, as well as his client, Moses Sibia, indicating, of course, where he was assaulted, saying on the 30th of May, that's in 2020, about 5 years ago. This is the area where he was assaulted by at least 14. Brigadier Bongani Geninda being asked whether or not.
That's not the method of
How many meters is it?
We can drive. But it's quite a distance. You have to go out. No. You have to drive out of this block, turn right, and then pass the court, and then right into the police station.
Yes.
That's exactly what
away? No. It's the next block. I think it's in the same block.
It is in the So when this block ends, it's the court, then it's the police station. But it's a standalone thing.
Yeah, just we suggest that we should drive.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So now the decision that has been reached, Stephen, is that we will it was in fact on the other side of the police station where we're now going to. So the judge will now be transported, will move, of course. gone down. And these are the police officers that he says assaulted him on both occasions. So also being asked why he says that this particular place is a secluded area, and he says that's because Brigadier Bongani Gininda indicated that it was an open area where they met, but he says that is not where we met. Where we met is a secluded area, and that is why he used those specific words, that it was a secluded area. And we would have heard Advocate Nisi asking for clarity in terms of having used the word secluded area or adjacent, because it came also from the question that Advocate Charles Baloyi, in fact George Baloyi, had asked to say, is it adjacent or is it secluded? What is the terminology? And Advocate Nisi saying he would use them interchangeably, and therefore giving Mosisibe an opportunity to explain to the court, why he indicated that this is a secluded area, because like I said earlier on, some of the questions that the judge still had after that demonstration from Mosisibe is why he says this place is a secluded area. And you would have seen the court, including the lawyers, getting a briefing around what this place looked like, what it was at that particular time. This is about 5 years ago. The judge, some of the questions that the judge was asking were about the fencing around this area. Was the fence like this? And also informing the lawyers to take note that just opposite of this area that we're in, where some of the vehicles are parked, including the vehicles that were transporting the accused, is an area of the fire station where, of course, were parked. So taking note. So some of these observations that are being made, excuse me, around here, observations about the layout of the place, given the descriptions even that were given by the accused. So it's important because the allegation or the version is that this was in a secluded place, and if I recall very well, Brigadier Bongani Gininda said it couldn't have been a secluded place because where I met the accused in question was just outside the Phosphorus police station, and you cannot assault someone in an area where there are moving cars. You see them there jumping in to the vehicle that they'll be transported in. That's accused number 3, 4, and 5, and then of course some of the accused being moved to other areas. So we're going to be moving now with the lawyers who you see have already started walking. So law enforcement officials are now making way, of course, for this particular procession, this delegation to move to the police station, which we understand is just next door. You would have heard the description that was given by Brigadier Bongani Gininda when those pictures were being in court, Stephen. He indicated that these are separate buildings. It cannot be said that the police station and the courts, as well as this municipal building, which is referred to as the Gold Spot, are the same place. So, he indicated that they met in a different area, which is the police station, indicating that they would have to drive out, as you see them do so at this particular moment. The lawyers are walking, and you see them move. This is while, of course, everything unfolds. Stephen, this is a moving, inspection. So even the areas from outside are being, put in there, taken. The pictures, in fact, are being taken because some of the questions that the judge had was whether or not there was a barricade.
information.
Yo, I can't feel my hand anymore, dog. Serious. Are you still live? My hand is fucked up. Yamona utungwisa ke mama mrawana utungwisa yo gracias lady yar
Check. Yeah.
sure aku sala ka mauto man are kan let me take off this shoes are Wait, Linda?
In an hour.
Yeah? Do I need to change? Wait, please, sir. Now. Let's quickly go to the car. Yes, sir. Hi, dog. Hi. Hell no. This is how this thing is located here. Hi. I won't come to the stadium. Eh? Won't come. No. I won't come. But I won't come to the stadium. We let them make nothing. Wireless. That was quick.
Yeah, that was too quick.
On a battery now. Reinforcement.
Never right.
Call for backup is here. How do we help? I can't identify. Hey, man. Ini kau mau nanya sini ya? Sama kamu. Emun. Ya? Smart. Ibu lagi di sini biar anak bukan lah. Linda. Okay, next slide. Lagi button sa.
Yeah.
Coming out from this vehicle, and Bongani Tansi in the vehicle just next to
Let me know
where they
about
are
Samaran.
at the moment, and traveling by himself would be Musi Sibia, accused number one. The main man here today to explain how he said police had assaulted.
Level
Wait,
la
he
me.
says level up behind you.
Level la kumaro.
This area also
Linda, insuare kumaro. Insuare gitu.
Well, Stephen, we're moving from the Gold Spot and now we're at the Phosphorus police station. And this is part of Brigadier Bongani Gininda's version that in fact only met Muzisibia here. So this is where, he challenges this version and says, well, it's not true. I did not meet you at the Gold Spot. I only met you at the outside the Phosphorus police station. And that is why you hear Muzisibia saying that one of the things that Brigadier Bongani Gininda indicated was that it was an open place, so it couldn't have been that people would be able to see. And but in fact, Brigadier Bongani Gininda is quite adamant that it's not at the same. So we're going to try to move.
And where he spoke to Officer Mohan inside. Ila akhulumela khona phakathi kuleyo moto leyo ebomvu iGolf nayo umsolo wokuqala.
Over to yes, yeah. My lord, so the parking would have been this parking. So can we leave this one? That's it. So how did you come? Like you drove here or you drove? I drove. You drove in your car? In my car. And then I parked next to it. Yeah. When did you get here? Then I drove down. Right. Yes. Then I parked in one of the two parking. These two parkings. Yes. And then opposite the parking, if they can just let me go justice. Hello. That is the pedestrian entrance. Yeah. That is the entrance I referred to when I was testifying. And the pedestrian entrance was just where you parked. Yes. And then on the left-hand side, that is the entrance for the cars going into the police station. Yes. Going down there and exiting there. This is where we parked, and this is where I had a discussion with him, and from here we then went to arrest.
Mfike yila afika amakhona ke lana kwenye la parking amabili ezeni imoto yakhe ngayishayelwa uyena wangena khona lapho yana esingene khona lana ke ila engena khona epolice station ngenyawo eceleni lapha ila engena khona imoto eseqedile ke la ukhuluma naye umsolo wokuqala kwase khanjwa kiwa eEraton.
And my lord, the building closer to the police station. Which has its own entrance from the police station. And the court is the police station independent and with the entrance and the perimeters with this building that we want. So the entrance for that building is a standalone building with its own entrance. When you come to the court, it's a standalone building with its own entrance. When you come here, it's a standalone building with two entrances, pedestrian in front.
I think we make our own observations. We will influence our mind.
Let me explain. He was here. We were not there.
Yeah, no, but I think we make our own observation whether this is a standalone building.
Besachaza ukuthi ukuthi le ibhilidi lela ebekhuluma ngalo nakahle phakathi ezinkantolo yilona leyana ingeke lebhilidi indawo yokungena entensiyalo nalelo ibhilidi esuka kubonakala nalo kuyimele nalana ipolice station nayo kuyimele entrance yayo eyodwa bese kunalama entrance amabili le yakhuluma ngayo inyawo naleya yeyimoto basibela asibonele
So the police, the court is not really Very correct. That one. Yes. This one. And it's divided by a wall. It's about 6 to 8 meters.
Correct. That occupies the court right the police station.
So if you are getting to the court building, how do you access it?
So there's two entrances, my lord. Once you drive in there, if you are walking.
This is a court entrance.
No, yeah, for pedestrian. Yeah, where that door is opening, there's a gentleman coming out there. That is for pedestrian entrance. If you're coming in with the car, because you have to drive into that green place. So when you drive in, and you can take the parking at the top.
Beyond the court.
Correct, yes. Ngemoto.
For myself, Judge Killian recorded the lights on the precincts of the police station. There's also a big light in front of the entrance.
Ngisho ukuthi kunama-light akhona-ke bese kunaleya enkulu ekhona laphaya.
Yeah, no lights you can see, but you don't know what was the state of the light. The lights on that day.
Siyabona wona-ke kodwa ukuthi-ke isimo sawo sasithini ngalela langa asikwazi lokho.
Do you know our sweet patients, on Monday? Because he stays closer to me. He mistakes me for Steve.
So, how many cars were you in?
I was running.
You drove alone in?
I drove alone.
Then you found this is
Mukola, one red VW bus. See, I remember there was Chilesi and I remember the late Sergeant McCann.
There were 2 cars there.
No, there may have been a car that was the late Sergeant McCann. Yes, yeah. But the accused one was inside the red hall that was now given by Sergeant McCann.
Now what date are we talking about now? In the TTL?
Yeah. I didn't see accused fight on the fish.
Never ever?
No, we never met. I only met him on the theater, on the stage.
We're talking accused one.
Accused one.
Yes.
Accused one, my lord. I only met him on the 30th of May, 2020. When the pointing out was done on the field, I didn't see him interact with him. That was done by Sergeant Mokane and subsequently Colonel.
Angizange ngimbone ke umsolo oqala nge5 ngambona ke nge30 ngoba nge5 ilela langa yokhomba ngalo kanye no Sergeant Mukhane emuva kwalokho wabe esehlangana ke naye usori uKennel Hade.
Yeah, I think all the aspects have been covered regarding this case. There was a suggestion with my colleagues that maybe we should also make a turn at that we should also make a turn where the incident happened, but we felt that arrangements haven't been made with the new tenants. We just feel that, yeah.
Uyasho akubeke baloko ukuthi ngokukhulumisana kwabo nabameli bekhulunyiwe ukuthi akuyiwe kufanong kodwa ngeke konjalo ngoba ukuthi sekunabanikazi abasha bale ndawo akukho akukhulunyiswananga nabo akwazi ukuthi ngavela nje ukufika lapha bengazi ukuthi kunabantu abazofika.
Unless maybe some of the colleagues would suggest that we just go and see the area vicinity there if there's a part that is provisioned and all those things.
No, you can't do that. It's not in the record.
Yes.
akuzuyiwa-ke khona lapho kufana ngoba-ke akwenza sona
Standalone application. You can't say now, let me go and see Humpty Dumpty.
Yes, no, that's understandable.
So that's it.
Yeah, so from our side, Judge, that's all. I don't know if...
No, my God.
When are we going to get the pictures? On Monday.
We can get them next week.
Whenever we assemble.
Yeah. Are we going back straight to court or shall we reconvene on...
What's the time now?
2:45.
Yeah, we go to court. The cars are there, isn't it? Yeah.
All right.
All right, so that brings us to the end of this inspection in local with Brigadier Bongani Kininda showing and indicating to the court where exactly this particular incident took place. This is the Vosloorus police station. In the pictures, Stephen, that were beamed in court, he indicated where the pedestrian entrance is, and he's pointing to that particular side, saying that he met accused number 1 just outside of this pedestrian office. This is the area where he indicated in those pictures, and even through his demonstration right now, that this is the place where he met accused number 1, and he indicates that he was in a red Golf. So you see that the accused persons being brought inside the police station, being assaulted, of course, by the correctional services officials following the conclusion of that particular inspection in local. So they're using now this pedestrian entrance that Brigadier Bongani Kininda was talking about earlier on. You would have heard him also speak about how this particular police station is a stand-alone building which is separate from the court. Advocate Timnisi there objecting, saying, well, no, we are here to observe for ourselves, so allow us to do that on our own. So then the judge obviously having a sense of what it looks like, and then he pointed to the court, the Vosloorus court, which is on this particular side. This is on my right, and where he indicates that the entrance, the pedestrian entrance, is where there are those glass doors, but also the cars moving in on the other side. So we'll just try to move to the police station where you see the advocate Ngumalo is walking in at this particular point. So quite a number of moving parts, Stephen, as of course we reach the conclusion of this inspection in local. Obviously this is an important part where obviously they are going to be then transported back to the court. You would have heard that the judge indicating that we still have to go back to court.
That he had been present during any assaults, but started off first at the law course, which was where he demonstrated that he had been assaulted on the floor, and that he was covered in head plastic, and that's essentially him demonstrating. He says this happened both on the 30th of May as well as the 5th of June. This was in 2020, and the police or the authorities themselves indicating that this is certainly not the case. There's been no particular evidence to suggest that he had been assaulted while accused number 1 contends that that is what had happened to him on both of those days. There was an expectation, or in fact a suggestion, that had been brought up that from this particular location, we will then head to the crime scene. This was back on the 26th of October 2014, but Judge Ratan proclaimed indicating that no prior arrangements have also been made for us to continue that in local inspection at the home of Kedi Kumalo. The tenants who are living there at this time have not been informed. Judge Rakwate basically saying that cannot happen. Advocate Charles Nisi also indicating that perhaps they would visit the park. Remember, the park was one.
Ah, kata makan murah putri. Boleh tahu. Ya, betul. Lagi satu lagi. Ada off me. Ah, jadi. Ya. Let me know.
We are going to put this on record. Remember the indicator so that you can go back
And it's going to take much slower with